The rulers in the United Arab Emirates sent their warm greetings as Emirati astronaut Sultan Al Neyadi, the first Arab astronaut deployed on a long-term space mission, finally returned to Earth this past weekend. Grateru Omori reports.
Emirati astronaut Sultan Al Neyadi and the rest of the Crew 6 mission arrived back to Earth safely after ending his historic 6-month mission aboard the International Space Station, or ISS. The SpaceX capsule parachuted in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Jacksonville, Florida on Monday. Capsules transporting astronauts back to Earth by landing on the ground or splashing down on water has been a decades-long tradition. SpaceX welcomed the team through a post on the social media account X. Meanwhile, UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed praised Al Neyadi for his major achievements in space explorations and celebrated his journey back home. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, also congratulated him on his safe return and hailed him for inspiring millions of Arab youth to contribute positively to humanity's scientific efforts. He was initially scheduled to return by the end of August but has been delayed due to unfavorable weather conditions on the splashdown site. Al Neyadi and the rest of his colleagues who were part of the Crew 6 mission spent 184 days on board the ISS. Al Neyadi will undergo several days of medical testing, mission debriefs, and evaluation before returning to the UAE. Reporting from Dubai, this has been Grateru Omori, SM9 News, United Arab Emirates.
An alarming report released recently warned that Kuwait will become uninhabitable in the next few decades. Melchizedek Cadiz has the details.
A report published by the Environment Public Authority suggested that many parts of Kuwait will become unlivable due to extreme heat. According to the report, certain areas of Kuwait could experience temperature increases of up to 4.5 degrees and make large portions of the country unsuitable for human habitation. The high demand for fossil fuels to sustain electricity in the country contributed significantly to carbon emissions. In addition, 61% of water in the country is being produced through energy-intensive desalination processes, releasing greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and trapping heat, hence contributing to the rise in temperature. To address the crisis, several companies have already initiated projects to promote renewable energy sources in Kuwait, while numerous other renewable energy projects are in development. In a report published in the Nature Sustainability Journal in May 2023, experts warned countries across the Gulf region and the wider Middle East are highly vulnerable to extreme heat due to climate change, with poorer populations at risk of high exposure to extreme heat in the coming decades. Moreover, a report released by the United Nations and the Red Cross last year warned that extreme heat events will make parts of Asia and Africa uninhabitable for up to 600 million people by the year 2100. Reporting this has been Melchizedek Cadiz, SM9 News, Kuwait.
Following violent protests in the Israeli city of Tel Aviv over the weekend, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is calling for the immediate expulsion of those who took part. Let's find out what happened from Almar Fosuelo.
On Saturday, violent clashes erupted between pro- and anti-Eritrean government supporters in the city of Tel Aviv when the Eritrean embassy was due to hold an event. Activists had earlier warned the embassy against hosting the gathering, but they say authorities didn't heed their warning. More than 150 people were injured, as well as at least 30 wounded police officials, according to reports. Pieces of lumber, metal and rocks were thrown between the two camps in a neighborhood in the south of Tel Aviv where most asylum seekers live. Protesters also smashed shop windows and vehicles, including police cars. Israeli law enforcement personnel equipped in riot gear responded by deploying tear gas, stun grenades, and live rounds, with mounted officers attempting to manage the protesters and disperse the mob. The following day, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened a special ministerial committee meeting in Jerusalem in response to the recent outbreak of violent riots involving Eritrean immigrants in Tel Aviv. During the forum, Netanyahu said he is seeking strong steps against the rioters, including the immediate expulsion of those who took part, and expects a complete and updated plan to repatriate all of the remaining illegal infiltrators from the country.
עכשיו נשארה בעיה רצינית עם המסתננים הבלתי חוקיים בדרום תל אביב, במקומות אחרים, אבל מה שקרה אתמול היה חציית קו אדום. זה התפרעות, זה שפיכות דמים, זה פרעות שאנחנו לא יכולים לקבל. ולכן הדבר הראשון שאני עושה הוא לאחל החלמה לשוטרים שנפצעו במהלך הניסיונות להחזיר את הסדר. אנחנו מבקשים צעדים חזקים נגד המתפרעים, כולל גירוש מיידי של אלה שנטלו חלק בזה. אני מתקשה להבין מדוע תהיה לנו בעיה עם אלה שהם מכריזים שהם בעצמם תומכי המשטר, ולכן הם בוודאי לא יכולים לטעון טענת פליטות. בכל מקרה, אני מבקש גם שהפורום הזה יכין תוכנית שלמה, מעודכנת, להוצאתם של כל שאר המסתננים הבלתי חוקיים ממדינת ישראל, וזה התכלית של ההתכנסות הזאת היום. תודה רבה.
Furthermore, United Nations or UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk said Monday that he was alarmed by the high number of injuries during recent clashes in Israel involving Eritrean protesters, adding it is crucial that investigations take place and hate speech is avoided, especially by authorities, and that the principle of non-refoulement is fully respected. It can be noted that more than 17,000 Eritrean asylum seekers currently reside in Israel, with many of them having entered the country illegally via the border with Egypt. This is Almar Forswell reporting, SMNI News.